You guys saw the title and the thumbnail. In this video, I'll talk about all the reasons why I left Portland and the week that cost me $3,000. But first, let's talk about why I moved to Portland. I think Portland has some of the best weather, parks like this, food, and it's cheaper than Sacramento. I moved to Portland in 2020 because originally I had plans to go to the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, but we all know that got canceled. And unfortunately, I've been reading articles that say that they won't allow foreigners to go next year. There is a place I do plan on going once the virus is over, and a few of you know which place that is. Finding an apartment in Portland was much harder than I thought it would be. It took me 2 weeks and I called 50 places and only 2 of them gave me information to apply. One of them never gave me the final sign-on, and so I went to my original apartment. And that was very shocking because I went the day after I got accepted, and I went based on 3 pictures and I had no idea what I was getting into. What I found after driving up 8 to 9 hours was that there were homeless people living in front of my apartment, which I was not told about, and there was also a bird's nest in my window, which whenever you opened it, bugs would come inside. There were many other problems as well, such as when my packages got delivered and $250 worth of clothes and other things got stolen from me. The final reason why I moved out of Portland is because, as I mentioned in my last video, Portland can be hell, and when the trifecta of evil, also known as homelessness, theft, which was my car getting broken into, and a stabbing down the street, I knew it was time to go. This day was the day that cost me $3,000. First, I had to pay to get my car fixed, then I had to pay to buy out my lease, then I had to pay a deposit and first month's rent on a new apartment, then I had to pay for furniture for the apartment because it was bigger, and I had to pay for moving. Don't worry about me, I'm not drowning in debt. I'm about to pay it off soon. Another thing is that I don't see Portland getting better anytime soon. With the mayor getting re-elected, I think things will get worse before they get better. After you leave the house and you go to your car, let's see what it's like. On the worst day in Portland, this is what you can expect. Look to my right. And then look to my left. You see that? Last night I thought I heard a gunshot, but instead it was just my car getting broken into. Joke's on them, I don't even have anything worth stealing. When I first moved to Portland, I looked like this and I was fine and I was ready to go. But now, after being in Portland for a few months, I look and feel like this. Completely busted, shattered, my dreams are gone. The mayor ruined the city, Chinatown is now a slum, and it's only going to get worse with the presidential election coming up and the mayoral election coming up. And with both candidates being horrible, it's time for me to leave. Talk about some of the worst parts of the city. It has to be the homeless by far. They vandalized my car, they've stolen from me, they've stolen my sleep. Is there anything they won't take? Look at that. They're everywhere. The homeless, they're like herpes, okay? There's a lot of them, you can't get rid of them, and some might think they're here forever. But not if I become mayor. I'll clean up this city if it's the last thing I do. Wheeler, he's nothing. That girl that's Antifa and she wants to be mayor, she's nothing. Vote for me all day. I'll fix the city, I'll fix the homelessness. This used to be my favorite city in America, and I'll make Portland great again. I don't think Portland will be better in the future because of the mayor. It will take a long time, and people here tend to vote only one way. The city is also getting more dangerous. In January alone, there were 90 shootings, which was more than all of 2019 combined. Another reason why I won't be coming back is Portland is not a place to raise a family. As much as I love the weather and food here, I disagree with the culture and some of the choices people make here. And I wouldn't want to expose children to that. And not to mention the homeless. And I forgot to mention, Oregon legalized all drug use. So when I go by my apartment now I see homeless people shooting up and dealing drugs to each other right outside what used to be my apartment. Sometimes the homeless were so loud at night I had to tell them to shut up. And I have tons of stories as well, the most shocking of which was when I was driving home and a homeless person had a heroin needle sticking out of their head. I've also seen other weird things, such as homeless ladies rolling around in the middle of the street. I've seen a homeless guy try to sell me his couch. As much as I love Portland and living downtown, the cons just outweigh the pros. But luckily I live only 10 minutes away, and I can come back to great parks like this anytime I want. Now where will I go from here? Will I stay in my current location, or will I move somewhere else? I've thought about moving to Washington, but my goal is to eventually move out of the country.
Bernie Button, hat.